Welcome back. It is NFTs with Keys. I am your host and NFTs. I am Keys. That's Rick. Say hi, Rick. Yeah? No, you're just gonna sit there dumbfounded?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, it's it's the it's the vacation life. If you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
I bring the baby blue. I bring the baby blue.
No, but no Octocles this time. No Octocles.
Hey! But the tiny watermelon. Do you see what I'm saying?
Anyways, thank you for tuning in, everybody. As normal, we love that you support us, and we'd love to see more of you in here and talking to us and communicating with us. You can go follow me on Twitter at NFTs with Keys, as well as my friends over at Argyros Crypto. For today's episode or show today, we're going to talk about the Bored Ape hack or phishing scam a little bit. We're also going to talk about
Right.
Nike dropping some NFT sneakers that have been blowing up the market, sort of. And then also, too, OpenSea grabs another company. Is it good? Is it bad? We'll discuss. We'll kind of go over it. We'll see. Maybe you might have some better thoughts on it. So, go comment down below, and go holler at us on Twitter. But yeah, so let's start off with this Bored Ape hack. The hack it's again, I hate saying hack when it's a phishing scam, but this time someone actually did have to do some sort of hacking. So the Bored Ape Yacht Club Twitter or not Twitter Instagram account was hacked,
Yep.
and the hacker that hacked into it posted a link, basically a phishing link, and it happened to fool a bunch of people. So it was basically telling people to connect their wallets, and then the hacker utilized the smart contract to just rob people. So
I'm not gonna say that there's a. How do I say this nicely? Like to play devil's advocate here. Like that was some clean move. That's exactly how everyone's going to be doing. It's going to be through these smart contracts. So it's going to be real easy to start using these things moving forward, especially. And I really just like saying it like this when Ethereum finally does move over to their next stage and they start going proof of stake and they start implementing a lot of the cool things that can happen once you go proof of stake.
mm,
Uh, Smart contracts. They're going to be really easy for you to use, and they're going to steal stuff from you. Like this
yeah,
is a big example of be careful.
yeah, no, definitely. So some of the things that were stolen, I'm surprised that it was only 4 Bored Apes that were stolen during this. That just tells you Bored Ape holders are smarter than you look, because there's a lot of you out there and only 4 were stolen. But also a bunch of other NFTs, and I'm not sure if any crypto was actually stolen, because if they have like access to the wallet, I mean, I don't see why they couldn't steal any crypto, but for sure there was $3 million worth of NFTs stolen. So that's kind of insane. Also, too, yeah, right. So Jake Moore, which is the global cybersecurity advisor at the security firm ESET, said Instagram attacks are nothing new, but often take an element of social engineering. Unfortunately, however, this takeover has had a huge consequence and resulted in mass robbery of digital assets. Similar to when physical art is stolen, there will be questions over how they would be able to sell on these assets. But the problems in the NFTs still prevail, and users must remain extremely cautious of the still new technology. Yeah, I mean, that is probably the best way to sum that all up. I mean, it is similar to like stolen art, so you still have to, you know, figure out
Right?
you still have to figure out a way to get rid of it. So it'd have to be private sale, because once the Bored Ape community says, Bored Ape randomly, I don't know if this was the one, but
Yeah.
3947 was stolen, it's untouchable until
Right.
the old owner says, "Oh no, I got it back," or "Oh whatever." Like, you can't just. I mean, maybe a private sale, someone who wants to just be like that, but even if you did sell it and then someone
Even
posts,
still,
you know what I
it's
mean?
all
Like,
public.
like
Like,
if all the
how are you
NF,
going to sell this thing?
yeah, it's like if all the NFTs to sell, you'd think that you wouldn't try to go after the Bored Apes. You'd go after, like the sappy seals or something smaller where like you can unload it and no one's. I mean, sure, people will know, but
Nah, maybe we're thinking about it the wrong way. Maybe it's like that story Alfred told Batman. You know, hey, I was over there in India, you know, and I found these kids there. They were playing with these marbles. No one behold, these marbles were actually rubies. They didn't care about the value. Some people just want to watch the world burn, Keith. Some people just want to watch the world burn.
I mean, I might
They
be
just
one of
stealing
them.
bored apes.
I mean, I might be one of them people that likes to see the
I might be
world
one of
burn.
them too.
Yeah, but so again, this isn't the first time hackers have gone after Bored Ape in general. I mean, when you are the biggest, arguably the biggest NFT project out there on the market, it's kind of hard that you aren't going to get this. I mean, at the end of the day, these NFT space people, or even just anybody in general, like you need to be careful. I mean, how old is the phishing scam? Like you can check a
Right.
URL address when it sends you to somewhere else. If the URL address looks shady, it doesn't look like the same one that you've always been to, then you might not want to have like sign up or put your information in it. And also too, even if you are like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, let's say you are like you're like, oh, it seems legit, but you're kind of hesitant. Okay, sure. Send a message on Instagram. Okay, the Instagram profile was hacked. So why not send the developers on the Discord directly? Like, hey, are you doing this? Or send it on Twitter. Like the moment they'll see that, they'll be like, oh shit, there's a bunch of people who are saying this. We got hacked. Oh, da da da. And then you don't have to lose it. I mean, this is essentially the Nigerian prince scam.
It's worse than the Nigerian prince scam because like this person's at like you're losing board apes, like you're losing crypto here, guys.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And it gets better. It gets better. And I really, really need you guys to know that we here at NFTs with Keys that we don't like to say the word hack when we're talking about phishing, right? Social engineering is the most tried and true method to get information out of someone, but know this. That's not really the hacking that everyone thinks of when you think of hacking. So that when that does happen, at the lowest level, you succumb to social engineering.
yeah,
When real hacking starts, you've not even protected your account with the basics of not using the same password as everything else, not saving, let's say, your seed phrase on your computer directly. You're not using a hardware wallet. You're not even using your own wallet. You keep your coins in Coinbase. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
protect yourself, guys. This is big.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. So I mean, at the end of yeah, like you said, I mean that's probably the best way to kind of wrap up that little segment there. So we'll move on to the Nike releasing an NFT. Obviously, we know what it's going to be because it's a shoe. But
Of course.
they're metaverse ready assets. So they started out with some dunks. So they have different styles, and so I think that's kind of cool. There's some other stuff too, kind of like this shoe there that's below. That's kind of like what like the design of it all is. Um, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like to see this stuff because fashion NFTs was something we discussed not too long ago about being something, especially with the rise of the metaverse and seeing how that happens. So yeah, I mean, obviously this all has to be thanks to Nike's purchase of Artifact back in what
Uh-huh.
December? Yeah, back in December. I mean, that really is that's driving this force. And it was a matter of time before you saw a company like Nike do that. Yeah, so over the
Right.
weekend, Artifact and Nike dropped the Nike Dunk Genesis Crypto Kicks. That's what you just saw on screen. It's a collection of 20,000 NFT sneakers, and people have been buying these things between 2.5 to 3 Ethereum. So at the time, it was pretty much what 7,500 to 9 grand. It's insane. I don't know what it is right now. I think ETH is like just under 2,000 or just under 3,000. So still, you're talking about a ton of money there. There is also something I thought was pretty interesting. So going back to this image of the shoe, they're doing something very similar to Bored Ape, which I kind of liked. And then not just Bored Ape. There's some other projects that are utilizing vials where you can mutate your NFT. So like you take the shoe, you give it a vial, it turns into this. It's a new skin, a new
Huh.
design. It looks different, so then it's it's just more unique, And I think that's kind of cool. That adds more, not really utility to it, but it allows you to change up your style. If you're willing to pay zero point 0.8 ETH for a vial, so you're talking about close to 3 grand to buy a vial to change your shoes, and that's not even the
I
crazy.
shake my head like I didn't watch the recording.
No, you're cool. And that's the craziest thing is there's this thing called an alien vial. Because, okay, let me back up. Okay, so these vials, right? So these vials aren't all the same. Some vials have different attributes and rarities to them. Other ones have, that are more common. There's one that I've heard of and I read of. It's called an alien vial, and it's sold for 150 ETH, just solely due to the rarity that it'll turn your digital shoe.
150?
150. Yeah, that's more than the shoe. That's insane. It's insane. I know. People are crazy out there. This is what happens when you give people too much money and a lot of time on their hands. Let's be honest.
Or this is what happens when someone's been playing the real long game and they scooped up a bunch of Ethereum when it was nice and cheap and they've been hodling. The
Yeah.
dream is out there. The dream is out there, guys.
Yeah.
It's global.
Yeah, no. I mean, who knows? I mean, the other thing I thought was interesting, some people were asking, Nike and Artifact, if there's going to be any kind of like physical versions of the shoes for the holders. Um, they didn't say yes, but they didn't say no, which is kind of interesting. I think if people are willing to spend 150 Ethereum on a vial to change the design of the shoe, make the shoe and sell it for 100 Ethereum. Like it's the easiest money I think Nike and Artifact could make right now. They also did something else that I thought was kind of cool. I'm not a big Snapchat user myself, but they did release a filter. So they released a filter that you can use so your shoes, your metaverse NFT artifact Nike shoes can be seen through the filter on Snapchat. I'm not a big Snapchat user. Most of the times I see people using Snapchat, it's the face or other body parts, usually not legs or feet.
Okay. I don't use social media, but it sounds to me that Snapchat's evolved a bit since I used it back in my younger
Yeah,
years.
yeah, but that's my thing is like I don't usually see like I mean when you think of Snapchat, I don't think of people like on TikTok where you'll see them dancing with shoes and all, like you see their whole bodies doing something kind of like what Vine was. TikTok is just the 2022 version of Vine, but it's like so Snapchat like it's mostly like faces or what you're eating or what I don't know. Again, I don't really use Snapchat, so I don't even know what it's really used for anymore. But I thought that was kind of cool that they're utilizing augmented reality, kind of hinting back to what the last episode where I'm saying that's going to be the future of actual NFTs. I don't think it's really going to be the metaverse. I think it's going to be this augmented reality where everyone's wearing,
Yeah.
AR contact lenses or glasses so that they can see this whole other world within a world. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what? All of you out there, comment below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Argue with me or agree with me. I don't know. Let's just talk. Let's talk down there. And in some other news, the OpenSea thing I thought was kind of interesting. There's some kind of sad. I don't really want to say sad because that's that guy that I'll get to it. So so OpenSea acquires this company. It's a NFT marketplace aggregator called Gem.xyz. Um, so Gem.xyz actually had some issues the last couple of weeks with allegations of sexual misconduct and yeah, we'll just go with that word. The big R word that goes with those things that was involved in the situation. So one of their core developers, named Josh Thompson, there's some allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse and stuff like that. And so this happened a couple of weeks ago. He was fired, and uh, basically this week they got an offer from OpenSea to buy them out and become their parent company. And it just seems kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. It's just an NFT aggregator site. But when you're buying a company like this and you're OpenSea, you're getting the aggregating things. Soul was just added to OpenSea. They did say OpenSea did say that they will learn said that they will learn from Gem's expertise and intuition about the advanced NFT community. And if you don't know, again, Gem.xyz is an NFT aggregator site, so it's kind of like an interesting move, really, for OpenSea because, like I said, Solana. It's almost like OpenSea might be watching these videos. I don't think they are, but
Huh.
maybe someone is. I don't know.
But we'd like to believe you are.
Yeah, I'd like to. So yeah, so basically, what Gem's product does, or what the NFT marketplace does, what they do is it allows users to buy NFTs across multiple marketplaces in a single transaction, pay with any ERC20 token rather than spending their ETH, and being able to view analytics such as sales volume, floor prices, rarity based rankings for NFT collections. And as an aggregator, the company claims it can serve up it saves up to 40% on gas fees for NFT collectors, compared to
Huh.
using marketplaces like OpenSea. So I would probably see that that's probably a move that OpenSea, now that they own them, they'll kind of put some of that technology into their own product, into their own marketplace, which would be great because I would love to have 40% off the gas fee. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Or
But
if anything stabilizes so that you can like predict it, maybe.
yeah, and that's really that's a good hint there too, or kind of like foreshadowing or whatever. That's the thing too is people will use Gem as a way to sweep floors. So if you've ever wondered like how these people are like buying 30 NFTs at once and it doesn't seem like if they're paying $1 million in gas fees, it's because they'll use a website like Gem in order to
Hmm.
to sweep a floor. Um, so yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. Also, Jem said the acquisition offer from OpenSea was unexpected, adding that the company will now have access to OpenSea's infrastructure and resources to accelerate its growth. So I think that's also important too. This is this is kind of, it seems like not big news, but it is big news, especially since just a few months ago OpenSea just bought the DeFi wallet startup Darm Labs, or
Right.
so they're buying up more and more stuff in the space, and I think like I've hinted to before, I think they're trying to build up their marketplace to be a one-stop shop. Um, OpenSea also wrote in a post that Gem will continue to operate as a standalone product or brand, but OpenSea does plan to integrate some of Gem's features to its own platform. So I think part of that is probably going to be that cheaper or reducing the gas fees thing. Um, I don't know how long Gem will last, especially if OpenSea is smart with their own business model and they start taking the good
Hmm.
things and adding it to theirs. So it's like if you take all the positives that's in Gem, that's on Gem's platform, and you add it to OpenSea, why would you use Gem anymore? So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm kind of again, I don't think it's like the biggest news, but I think this is one of those sneaky under the radar news that in a year,
Yeah.
in like 6 months to a year from now, we're gonna be like, oh wait, how is how are they doing this? How is OpenSea some like do we need to have the government come in and make them a monopoly and,
Oh,
and
right.
break them up because they somehow have so much power because they're the number one marketplace for Ethereum and Solana and Cardano and Tezos and all these other things. Like it's possible. I mean, as long as there's
It's
other
genius. I mean, there's OpenSeas manifest destiny.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
exactly.
From OpenSea to shining OpenSea, they're taking over crypto, but they're doing it methodically. They're
Yeah,
sowing the seed. It's like the Johnny Appleseed, like they're
yeah,
not coming after you like Zuckerberg is with his Meta, but Johnny Appleseed.
yeah. I mean, it really is. It's kind of interesting how they're playing it. They clearly aren't just smart on the front end with like the development, the UI stuff, the pulling or marketing or anything like that. But their C level management is clearly looking for the future, and I think that's kind of cool. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be interesting to see what happens and how they continue to grow and hopefully they don't become some evil corporation that we all hope not to have. But when you're running most of the NFTs in the space, it with power comes great responsibility, but with too much power also comes totalitarian regimes.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't want to say his name, but hey, F the guy.
Yeah. It's what happens. But we'll catch you guys on the Internet Historian channel when this does all come to fruition. When they say NFTs with keys, called it.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys in like 5 years.
yeah,
Internet
exactly.
Historian.
Exactly. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap up the show here for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all the new subscribers and everyone who continues to support us. We love you. Go follow me on Twitter at NFTs with Keys, as well as my friends at Argyros Crypto. They're on Twitter. They're constantly posting stuff. I know I've been kind of slacking a little bit, but life is life. I get a little busy on doing my normal things. And also, like always, at the end of my show, I'm gonna give it to you for a
I,
plug.
I keeps it quick. I keeps it quick. So some of us are too we're just not privileged enough to have this Ethereum life. So we invest our money in a smarter crypto called ADA. And if you are like me and you got a little ADA sitting around, why not think about delegating it to a single stake pool operator, ticker AGC?
And also too, because I'm gonna shout your other one out too. If you want some free Bitcoin, go to swanbitcoin.com/AGC for $10 free Bitcoin. I know it's not a lot, but that's some satoshis that in 10 years you're gonna be like, damn, I should have helped AGC out. Now I'm a millionaire. You know. Oh, and also too, thanks to your guys' show yesterday, I found out my 401k I can buy Bitcoin. Check it out, Fidelity
All
401k
right.
Bitcoin, and also go check out their video. We love you. Thank you, everybody. Deuces.